So you want to play spin the wheel, or are we just done?
I think I feel like you're done with us, Keith. The way you just.
I'm kind of done with you guys. Yeah, you're right.
Motherfucker.
Hey,
You're right.
I have something we could talk about.
Okay.
Sure.
Are you guys ready for this?
I don't know.
Smoke on your face
Real
tells me
Madrid
otherwise.
under Xavi Alonso.
Hello and welcome to episode 94 of Draft Offsides. My name's Keith. I'm with Tico Denzo. And today we're going to start by giving Tico the platform to talk about Bruno Fernandes.
All right, finally got a chance. So Bruno Fernandes re-signed because he wants to play in a real league, not go to Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Why retire in Saudi when you can retire at Manchester United?
And probably get paid the same and all the glory in the world. I don't know if you guys watched the Nations League or not. I was watching the Nations League, and what Bruno Fernandes does, doesn't matter who's the talent around him, whether it's likes of Vitinha or the Portuguese people, Leo and Cristiano Ronaldo, or the bums that he plays with Manchester United now. The guy is amazing. I feel like if he played on a great team and he got all those trophies, accomplishments, team, all of that stuff, he would be in the same conversation with the Toni Kroos's, Luka Modric's, Xavi Esta. That's what I call Xavi now, Iniesta.
I actually agree with you. Yeah.
With which, what
You say he's like Iniesta or Xavi? He isn't. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a really good player. He takes.
But like, I don't think he means. I think he means like the level of greatness, not like his actual. Like,
No.
I think he does all the things that those guys
So
do.
Enzo, you're telling me if you take out Toni Kroos or Xavi or Iniesta and you put in Bruno Fernandes, those teams don't have the same level of success. In fact,
I think they do.
He has the same vision, passing.
His passing
Character,
isn't that
personality.
good. Like, he's got good passing, but his decision making isn't the best. He puts so many balls into like areas that he wishes they would get to.
Because he sees the vision where the player should be there and the people he's passing to. Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, Xavi Esta, they're passing to the likes of Neymar, Luis Suarez, Messi, Ronaldo, Bale, Isco, whereas this person's passing to freaking Højlund.
Yeah,
Xerxes.
okay. I'm gonna put a plug in this combo, but I think ultimately the big news is that Bruno re-signed and Bruno is definitely elite. Right?
Yeah,
Last
he's an
thing
elite
on
player,
that
but I
before-
don't think
yeah.
he'd be as successful as those players would be.
He scores more
Okay,
goals
yeah.
than all of those first people.
He does score. He is a
'Cause he
really
had-
like when you talk about a goal scoring midfielder, he definitely fits that box. Okay, so that's the Bruno Fernandes combo. Anything else we want to talk about from a Manchester United standpoint?
And Wembo
Looks like the United made a better offer for Mbeumo, so that's kind of interesting. Just it's going to happen. It feels like now,
it
right?
just looks like that Man United team. And this is what I'm worried about. That they do well, but they barely do enough with these players. Like, when they got Di Maria, when they have Pogba, Zlatan, and they bought all these really good players. And these aren't even on the same level as those. You know what I mean? But they could win a League Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I think you keep thinking United's going to do something different and like maybe invest in youth and like build from the ground up and do stuff like that. But instead they just keep trying to like buy their way out of this hole. Like they keep trying to throw money at a problem.
I'm just worried that they're catfishing us.
But maybe, I mean, you mean like all the players that go to United are all catfishing us? Like
I feel like Man United as a team it feels like they're catfishing me right now. Like they look like a good team, they sound like a good team, but when it comes down to the pitch, Amarin's gonna make them look like that ugly friend in the bar that's cop blocking you.
that just uses a lot of filters.
Yeah.
Hey, what about? Did you hear these rumors about Nkunku and Garnacho swap?
You would do it? Would you do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Without a doubt. As a Chelsea fan,
Yeah.
Tico probably. I don't know. Tico probably doesn't feel any way about it.
It's not very.
He's not a real Man United fan.
Well, anytime you swat out Garnacho, you would think it's an upgrade, but this is the scenario where Nkunku's a downgrade.
Yeah, Nkunku has definitely been a disappointment. Okay, then moving on to other Chelsea news. Madueke, there's been rumors that he's for sale. That they take about 50 million for him. A little bit surprising, I agree. I think it's just a matter of if they can sell an asset to, it's just like the Chelsea business model. And he's not like, I just don't think anyone's going to spend 50 mil for him. I think he's not going anywhere. I think it's just a rumor.
Like a 30 million player.
Maybe not. I feel like I've been wrong every single time I say something. So
let's see.
And then Jackson getting this red in the Club World Cup. Do you feel like and then the lap scored today in this game that's going on right now, just because we're recording on Tuesday. Do you think that he's creeping up in rankings?
The lap is,
right?
Jackson
Delap,
is sabotaging himself.
Yes, 100%. I think Jackson's falling, Delap's creeping up. We'll see what happens there.
I think he's literally saw the new girl walk into the classroom, and now he's trying to do everything in his power to get attention in all the wrong ways.
Oh man, petulance. Okay, Wirtz confirmed for Liverpool. So he's actually been creeping up my rankings. I think I have him back in the
You're so hot and cold,
first round.
You are so
Mid first round.
You are so hot and cold.
7. I have him 7th in my rankings now.
It
All
could
right.
be.
Would you take him over Eze?
Yes,
Even if he goes to Tottenham.
especially if he goes to Tottenham.
You motherfucker.
It's because Tottenham suck.
European champions. It's okay.
I just think that
not
the
European.
upside of Wirtz is really exciting, and that's a much more exciting pick than like thinking about picking in Mbeumo and being like, well, hopefully that wasn't like, like when you pick in Mbeumo, you're hoping that he does the exact same thing again. Like you're picking him, you're buying him high, and like you're hoping that he can be that good again. You're not really thinking is going to be better than that. You know what I mean? I don't think Mbeumo is going to be better than that. I don't think Cunha is going to be better than that. With Wirtz, it's like this magical thing. You just don't know what you're going to get. It's like a pack of soccer cards. You just don't know what's going to be inside.
Keith, I agree with Mbeumo. I don't agree with Cunha. Cunha could be better.
Keith, there's an episode of Family Guy where Peter goes to somewhere else where they give you a motorboat, and you have the option of taking a motorboat or a mystery box.
Yes.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where Peter Griffin goes,
I haven't seen it, but I like relate to this.
He goes like, a boat's a boat, but a mystery box could be in anything, even a boat. I feel that's how you are. Like Wirtz could be amazing. Like Cunha.
But I think it's like he could be anything, but like he's going to be at least pretty good.
No, I think so too. Especially,
you know what I mean?
Especially in this Liverpool team, I think a lot of these players are going to be viable for fantasy.
And that's exactly it. I think if Wirtz was going to United or Chelsea or even Arsenal, I wouldn't be as hot on him. I think the Liverpool system and everything, the infrastructure of that club, just makes it easy for players to succeed.
So, a couple of things. One, outside of Haaland, who has come from a German league and made an impact right away in the Premiership. 2, when was the last time Liverpool brought a player that was amazing fantasy-wise the first year? When we look back to past 3 years.
But he's going to change all those things.
All right.
Wirtz is. No, I understand the risks.
He has a good point, because Liverpool players, this is one thing about Liverpool. When they buy a good player, they give them time to settle in. They don't get friggin' ripped apart by the team, which is pretty good.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. But I think I hear your point too. The Bundesliga attack is the real thing. So we got to keep in mind that.
Let's stick to Liverpool. Like Kirkes looks like is he done, or that's still in the right?
If it's not done, it's pretty darn close to done. And I mean, you just have to assume that's happening. And so then that means that he creeps up boards a lot. I mean, we're talking they're going to have 2 elite backs. First 5 rounds, easy. I don't know exactly.
You think Kirkes is classed as elite already?
He's
think
about what Andy Robertson did there. I mean, no, I don't think he's elite yet, but I'm thinking that there's the potential there, and I think that he's going to be someone's number 1 defender.
He's
going to be someone's first defender. Don't you agree?
And I agree, and I do think with Liverpool, with the buys they're doing right now, there's only one thing they can do to make it worth all these. They have to go back,
which
to
is
back.
sell.
They have to go back to back, winning the fucking league.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's building from strength. I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were so good last year. Let's just capitalize and keep moving forward. Speaking of that, though, with Kirkes leaving, it looks like, and I mean, even more so backing up that Kirkes is going to leave, is that Bournemouth picked up Adrian Truffert. He's a French international. Like Kirkes replacement, 13.5 million. Not the most fantastic numbers, but I also think that he's fairly young, and so he's a potential interesting one that I like as like a later round defender. I don't know if he's not like going to be elite or anything. And the other thing to note is Fer Lopez to Wolves. I think it was like a $23 million buy, Spanish young attacking midfielder. I'm not super excited about it. Like I'm not like I have to get this guy or anything, but he's just kind of something to note and to keep an eye on.
It's worrying because you don't want it to be like when you picked up Strand Larson at the beginning of the season, thinking he was going to be, you know what I mean?
But he ended up coming good.
That's what I'm saying at the end of it. But I feel like Fer Lopez, you're gonna have to wait, maybe a little bit
potentially.
Yeah, especially on the Wolves, I think it's one of those players like you don't draft, but he's on your watch list, or you as one of those players you draft like in the bottom of the draft, where like, hey, this is when I take some chances on potential players that could be pretty good.
Totally agree. Enzo just typed in Trafford to Newcastle rumor. I kind of hate that just because I think Trafford playing for Burnley, right?
Mhm.
I think that would have been a fun fantasy asset.
Yeah, I think it would have been another like Sells or what's his name?
Muric or something
Mhm. Something like that.
from a few years ago. But yeah, if he goes to Newcastle, I think he'll still be good though.
Yeah, but he's not going to
Interesting.
start. He'll be second.
I mean, if he goes, you think he'd be second?
He'll be
You think
second.
they wouldn't try and get rid of you?
Dubravka.
You think they? No, Pope.
No, Pope's number one.
Pope's okay. That's what you're saying. Yeah, Pope's number one.
Pope's
But I
number
wonder
one.
if they get Trafford, they try and get rid of Pope.
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
Why would you do that? Pope's been so good. That makes
Yeah.
sense. But I hear you.
He's been injured a lot, which is really weird for a goalkeeper. But he's been injured a lot. Okay, any other rumors we want to talk about?
Eze to Spurs. Come on! I want that so badly.
Okay, I have a question about this though. Is that really what you need? Because when I look at your team, you have like Kulusevski, you have Madison, you have these players that can play kind of underneath behind the striker. What I feel like you need is like a inverted striker winger type player, more so than an Eze. Am I wrong, or what do you?
I don't know. Whatever Mr. Frank wants. Perfectly honest.
Okay, so you just
I like to
Frank. We trust.
Well, no, it's also because we're in Champions League, so we have to rotate. Like Son's getting older. You can't always trust Brennan Johnson. Kulusevski's got to get in there. I feel like, and we just bought, like, we've only made one buy this season, and we broke the Japanese J League transfer record. And we got
Congratulations.
A whopping
$5 million on a centre back. Today, all that rumor, all that fuels me is that Romero's probably going to be leaving.
No, I think he's a one for the future. I don't think that's a purchase.
No, I'm not saying it's. I don't think it's a purchase of him replacing Romero. I think Romero's leaving, and that pushes up Danso and Dragusin, and then pushes him.
Okay,
that's what I say. But again, that's what I'm saying. We're buying a backup player instead of someone to be slotted into the starting lineup to make an effect.
Does Eze joining the team downgrade Madison for you in drafts?
No.
Or downgrade Kulusevski? You think all those guys play? You think they all fit into the same team?
Yeah.
Downgrade Son.
Downgrade Son.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I agree.
That's fair.
Keith, who's this player Chelsea are going after with Jamie
Gittins?
Yeah, Jamie Gittins.
Yeah, he's good. I mean, he doesn't have a huge amount of like goal contributions in the Bundesliga, but he seems like very quick and very like a lot of potential, very promising, very like Chelsea type buy. I think it's going to be tricky to really know what that means and how much playing time he's going to get right off the rip and stuff. So I think he's kind of like what you're saying, like one to watch and one to keep an eye on. But I don't think he's someone you're going to be jumping on early in drafts or anything, personally.
And then the last transfer I don't think we talked about is the defensive holding midfielder that Arsenal got, the Spanish.
Mendy.
Yes.
I mean, good for them. I think that could be a really huge transfer for them. And I think that could also, like to Enzo's point, that might free up Declan Rice a little bit, And
Partey's leaving as well. It's not confirmed, but he's gone.
But what do they need?
Striker.
They still need a striker. So yeah, that's the big one. I mean, for Zubimendy too, I like, I know he's a little bit more of a creative defensive midfielder, so sometimes those guys have value, like Bruno Guimaraes and stuff. But I think as a whole, I'm not like licking my lips for that position.
No, I'm not. He's not one I'm going to pick up.
And I was talking with Sergey yesterday. He mentioned that he saw someone on the Arsenal, whatever it is, that they mentioned that Rodrigo is becoming more of a serious conversation. And the last FIFA Club World Cup, Rodrigo was healthy and he did not play a minute. He was left on the bench. I think it's a point of if Rodrigo and his management goes to Xabi Alonso, says they want to leave, it's going to be a done deal. Not sure what the price point will be. And I think it's going to come down to that because Real Madrid paid a lot of money for Rodrigo and they're not in the business of losing
money. How much did they pay for Rodrigo?
Man, I'll pull up right now, but
it's like 60 million?
65 or 70.
So they're not gonna let him go for anything less than what they paid for him.
They're gonna charge 70-80 for him.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
Yeah. So the price they set for him is 90 million.
Cool. For a bench player?
I don't know if Arsenal does that and a striker. I don't know if Arsenal can afford to do that and a striker.
But if you could go after a striker who's like mid-tier Rodrigo, who do you go after?
Yeah, I mean, if you go after like a mid-tier striker and you have Kai Havertz and you also got Rodrigo, yeah, I mean, I get it. I know. So there's gonna be Arsenal fans that are absolutely rolling around in just pain at the thought of that, though.
I'd rather have Sesko and a mid-tier friggin' winger.
Left wing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Which they already have.
Well, Rodrigo's left
And
wing.
Martinelli?
And Martinelli.
No, dude, it's such a huge upgrade going from Martinelli to Rodrigo.
Look at
it's
him.
such a massive upgrade.
He's basically got a semi talking about Rodrigo right now. Just get over it.
I don't know. It'll be interesting. It would be
a
fun
fool.
to see Rodrigo in the league, but ultimately, yeah, I get it. I could see it'd be very much divided opinions, especially at that cost. I think the fee is the problem.
It'd be a very much an Arsenal move, like to not get a striker and then
to not get a striker. It would be very much an Arsenal move.
So terrible. All right,
let's move on.
Whoa. We got one more.
Stuff. What do we have?
Paul Mullen went on loan to Wigan. He left Wrexham. What?
Cool.
That's huge.
Cool story.
That's huge.
He was, it's pretty amazing what he saw them go through 3 promotions in 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
No, you
gotta respect it.
You guys are fucked up. All right. No respect for the game. Let's go.
Oh, actually, there's one more. The Nico Williams thing to Barca makes me feel like as that gets closer to actually happening, it makes me think that Luis Diaz is being closer to staying at
I don't
Liverpool.
think Luis Diaz.
Right.
I said this already. I said I never thought he was going to leave. He was always sticking around.
But I'm just saying,
Saudi's still an option.
You think he really? I don't. You really think he'd go to Saudi?
I mean,
there's like more threat of his parents getting kidnapped in Saudi.
Yeah. No, dude.
No. Safest place ever.
No, but if he needs the money in case his parents get kidnapped again.
Sorry.
No.
You're terrible.
I think he still thinks of himself as an elite player, and I don't think he wants to go to Saudi, where that's like the death knell of your career.
I think so. I think he's still got a lot of game left.
First thing, Nico Williams to Barcelona is not a death.
It's not done, but it's getting closer. They've agreed to personal terms.
Dude, Tico's hoping it doesn't happen. He's wishing it doesn't happen.
Dude, do we want to start talking Real Madrid now in the post?
No, I know you guys. We're getting so sidetracked. Let's keep on. Do you have anything else of meaning to say about the Nico Williams things not being done, other than the fact that Barcelona is really sketchy in general? They're just a sketchy team.
Where are they going to play him? Where Rafinha is? Get out of here.
No, they're going to put. I don't know. We don't need to talk about it. But
Keith, stay on track. Stay on track, Keith. All right, let's move on.
All right, this next new segment we're going to talk about. This is actually dedicated to someone who watches our pod and has commented a few times. Mike Bolan. We don't know that.
Like Nolan.
He was just asking us. Mike Bolan. He was asking us about ghost points and just kind of wanted us to do a little bit of a deep dive on ghost points. So we went ahead and pulled up some stats, and this is from like May 6th or something. The top ghost points players. So I'm going to put this on the share screen. Yeah.
You know how no Keith's getting old? He has to get closer to the laptop to see what the fuck he's clicking.
I know. Okay, you guys can see this?
Yeah.
So this is the top 25 ghost points per start of players from like the beginning of May up to the beginning of May. It doesn't cover the last few games because I just don't have that data. But there was a couple of really noteworthy things. What did you guys what did you guys notice when you looked at this? What was like? Did something stand out to you? Because for me, it was Pedro Porro being the number 1 on here.
I'm surprised about that.
Kind of shocking to you guys?
I'm surprised about that too, because I thought he got a lot of points. I know he didn't get no points from freaking clean sheets. You know what I mean? I thought he got points though from a few of the goals he scored. So I am surprised. But he does put in a lot of crosses. So yeah, maybe not. He does put in a lot of crosses.
Yeah, I thought that was a very like reassuring thing. Seeing Tarkowski here. I thought that was really good. I think like the ones we knew were always going to be here was like the Jeremy Doku. You know, we talked about Bruno at the top of the show, Cole Palmer, Bukayo Saka, Anthony Robinson too. Interesting for me.
Enzo Fernandez too, because I thought he just is very goal dependent, but apparently he's not.
Is Kudus on here?
No, he's had just a very good season. No, Kudus didn't have a good season in general. But so just because he had a lot of dribbles doesn't mean that he was, crushing it elsewhere.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka on there too, man. That's a surprising one.
Is Liam Bailey on there?
Guys, they've had terrible years. I also just want to shout out Cunha and Mbeumo, Two people that really overperformed their XG, Cunha and Buemo, they both made it onto the list.
Okay.
And to me, that makes me feel a little bit better about them, in the sense that like I was really worried about their XG overperformance being that was like the very ultimate peak, but with like them showing that they really do score a good amount of ghost points, makes me feel like there's a better, there's a path for them to actually do that again next year point wise. So I like that. I also thought it was interesting. Salah had the most difference between his ghost points per start and his points per start.
What was the difference?
Which was almost, I think almost 10, right? 10.2.
Oh, wow.
So if there are some goals that dry up a little bit there, and there's just a little bit less of that goals assists, that you can really see that drop off. It's not like Bruno where you really see, you know what I mean? With Bruno, It's like there's a baseline.
But I think
more of a baseline there.
We definitely said that with Salah. Even when we said he had a bad game and Tigo would get his knickers in a twist because he had 12 points and he's doing a bad game because our expectation is he scores 20 plus. So when that goal goes,
yeah, but so much of that was goal dependent, Also kind of talking about this, some of the names you guys called out, some of the names are unexpected. I just wanted to give you some like background stats. So like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the reason he's on this list is he has the most interceptions, and he was the 7th overall for successful dribbles, which is the top defender. So I thought that was pretty. I mean, he's just like he's a defender one. Like he's gonna be someone's best defender on their team. You know what I mean? Like he's that level.
No, he had a good. Like I'm not surprised by the dribbling, the tackles though. I'm interested in. So yeah. Is there any?
I think to me that shows that he kind of goes both ways.
I know Collins is in there, and I know he had a bunch of assists and a couple goals, but did he get a lot more for headers? That's what I'm curious. Like headers won.
I mean, he played almost every game. He played every single game. He played every single minute of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He had the second most clearances, second most aerials won, the most block shots. I mean, I kind of feel like I'm coming around a little bit on Collins. I don't think you're going to get the 7 assists, and I still think his numbers are inflated this year to like what the norm is going to be for him. But like he clearly is a very reliable defender. It's just a question of without Thomas Frank there, if he's still going to be able to do it. What about Yakuba Minta on here?
It's
you guys find that weird?
Not yes and no, because we thought highly of him at the end of the season. We were told by a scout that he was going to be good. He came. When did he come from? Newcastle to there, and Brian doesn't really buy too many players when they do. But the problem is he doesn't start every game. That's the problem.
That's the problem. 17 starts. He had strong dribble numbers, had strong accurate crosses, but yeah, I think it's just starts. 17 is just not. It's not going to win you a league. You know?
Is it bench worthy? Maybe.
Absolutely. Bench worthy. It's kind of like that's kind of falling into the realm of like the Savio Doku, right? Mm-hmm. Where you started when he starts.
Yeah, it's like when in the 12-man league. That's what I feel like. You'd be bench worthy. 10-man league.
Well, no, he's gonna be on every single. He's gonna be on a team in every league.
Not every league.
He's absolutely absolutely worth rostering.
No, 100%.
And any 10-man league, he's gonna be on a team without a doubt.
Let's see.
I know for a fact.
I know if they won't. For
a fact. True. Okay.
What are you doing here,
Pinnock? Ethan Pinnock, top 25 in clearances despite missing a lot of time. A lot of ifs with the new coach, but I could see him having a nice bounce back year. He's had good fantasy years in the past, and injuries this year kind of derailed, which was what was a good year.
Mm-hmm.
So him being on here is interesting. Purvis Estupiñán.
I'm not. Sold.
I think what was interesting with him is all his numbers are like solid but not spectacular, and you kind of feel like this year was all about him just being healthy, right? Because he had such a bad injury the year prior.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's room for him to really,
but it's
kick on.
But you know this as well. Like when a player comes back from injury, it's always tough when you first come back. But do they ever come back at the same play? It's rare. I don't know.
Yeah, but sometimes you see him come back like a year later. Like it takes sometimes it just takes a long time to get back up to that level.
Isn't it?
But there's also the chance that they never can.
This is his third season after that good season he had when I had him.
Well, every year he's been good. The first year at Brighton, he had 9.6. The second season, he had 8.3 points per game. And
the amount of games that played. How many games did he play? I'm pretty sure he didn't play.
I will let you know right now. So first year, he's played 35 out of 31. Yeah. Last year, 23-24, he played 19, started 15. And then last year, the one we just wrapped up, he played 30 games, started 26.
Damn, I didn't... Oh,
Yeah.
he started 26.
Solid.
I didn't realize he played that many games last season.
What's a good amount of starts that you guys consider that's good? Like 30 and over is like pretty good, right?
30 and over is pretty good.
All of them.
You're pretty happy with 30 and over, right?
Yeah, pretty happy with 30.
But yeah, I mean,
Well, you mean
you got to look at
starts, though.
you got to look at like 30 starts without a doubt. Yeah, but I mean, then like the really elite guys, you want like 35.
You want
know what I
38
mean?
from the elite guys. They're the ones giving you points week in, week out.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like the Brunos, the Cole Palmers, the Bukayo Sakas, in a year without a major injury for them, you're expecting them to start every single game.
So if they start 34 games, that's like pretty much 90%.
Pretty much, yeah.
Matt, bitches.
The other name on here I wanted to shout out was Facundo Buonanotte, who played for he went on loan to Leicester and looked good. Made the most of his time there, but he's going back to Brighton. That's an interesting one to see if he gets loaned out or if he goes somewhere else.
There's a rumor that he's getting sent off to Italy, or is it Spain?
Get sent off to Italy.
Yeah, he's going on the loan.
Well, R.I.P. Hardly even knew ya.
Another one.
I don't know if there's anything else you guys any other insights you guys have. I think the Savio and the Doku we kind of know.
Yeah.
We knew that they'd be on there. It's just a matter. Same issue with Minta, right? That's just amount of starts.
So knowing. Go on.
Thank you, sir. So Cole Palmer and Bruno Fernandes, both being midfielders, which when we looked at the total points, there was not a lot of, it was more forwards in the top 10 than any other position. So both of them being midfielders, both of them being top 7 in total points, and both of them producing ghost points, just shows how excellent they were last year. Not only are they're not goal dependent, so that means they produce both goals and assists. On top of that, they get the ghost points. Also, both of them are the respective penalty takers for their teams and also set piece takers. So those two, if you're drafting if you're like second 2 to 5, because all of us know first is going to be Saka, that brings so much more value for them. One being them midfielder and all the other things that I just listed. So, and they've been consistent for at least 2 years for Cole Palmer and for Bruno Fernandes for all of his Man U career, because he's one of the greatest midfielders ever.
I also feel like you could throw Saka in there as well. Just in general, I know he got injured this year, but I think he kind of fits into that same, all the things you said, I think you could say about Saka.
I always forget that Saka is classified as a midfielder when he should be forward.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I think if we talk to that dude next week, there looks like there might be some changes for positional changes. So it'll be interesting to note those and like talk about those when those get finally released.
Yeah. Good.
So really looking at these ghost points, does it affect where we believe they're going to go in drafts, just knowing their ghost points?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it definitely affects it. I mean, this would be what you would consider Moneyball for most people.
Enzo, I know you have no idea what Moneyball is, but this is what it is.
I know.
I mean, I think it's you look at this and you would kind of base like it's a piece of data. You know what I mean? It's a piece of data alongside how many points to score.
Data?
And then to me, it's like, okay, data. Tomato.
Maybe.
And I think what ghost points tell me is they speak to consistency a little more.
Yeah, I hear you. So that's what I was going to ask. Because Pedro Porro, where would he have gone before knowing ghost points, and where would you think you still think he's not a second round pick or a third round pick? You think he goes higher?
I think he falls into the second, third round. Personally, I think if I'm at the end of the third and he's sitting there, I'd be very, very happy.
At the end of the third,
I think so. Sitting.
That's like 39.
Maybe. I mean, maybe sooner. I mean, I think we got to do some mocks and see where stuff shakes out a little bit, but. Yeah, I mean, I think in my rankings right now, I'm pull this up because I have it up.
Of course you do. He's been like...
I'll take Aït-Nouri over Pedro Porro.
Who'd you take?
No.
Aït-Nouri?
Yeah.
I think the issue, yeah. I mean, I get it.
I get it, but I think you're just being spiteful.
I'm not. I'm just being honest. Why would I take a team that let in how many goals?
I sort of believe you because you're drunk, so...
Not drunk. Just happy.
I'm not that drunk.
Well, I think you have to remember City hasn't really been keeping a lot of clean sheets. Thomas Frank is pretty good, and what Thomas Frank does, he's gonna play players. Thomas Frank had two like multiple guys that played a ton of games. He really likes his starters. I don't think you can say the same for Pep and Aït-Nouri. So I think it's a question of starts more so than it's a question of points. Because if you saw the way Aït-Nouri played in that game at the Club World Cup, he's pretty much playing as like a winger.
How many clean sheets did
remember
Brentford
that
have?
Google this information.
That's what I'm doing.
Tigo, what was your point though?
Champions League. Tottenham's gonna be in the Champions League too. So Brentford had 7 clean sheets.
I'll say it's not that many. Solid, but not that many. How many clean sheets at Tottenham have? 0.
Really?
So I think 7 is a solid amount for a team. I don't know. I mean, I'm just off the top of my head.
Tottenham had 6.
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe not. Okay.
You motherfucker! Just change your mind because it said Tottenham.
The most clean sheets were 13 last year.
Was it Arsenal?
Liverpool or Arsenal? Crystal Palace.
It goes by the goalkeeper, David Rayan, Matt Sells.
Okay, so they might have had more, but that's just the keepers that
Yeah.
you're looking at the stats. Raya, Matt Sells, yeah, makes
Alright.
sense. Forest,
Well,
makes sense.
which team?
Okay, so that was kind of our glimpse into ghost points. All right, next, would you rather? So just say, we've done this a few times now. I'm just gonna say 2 names, and you tell me who would you rather kind of have. Okay. First one, Matías Tell or Raul Jimenez?
Raul Jimenez.
My turn. Raul Jimenez. That's an obvious question. That's my boy. I will die
Me
with
too.
Raul Jimenez.
Raul Jimenez. I thought one of you guys might succumb to like the young, exciting talent. I thought maybe Tottenham bias might have gotten Enzo there.
I've seen him
it was
play.
a trap.
I've seen him play. He's got good dribbling. I don't know how he's going to play under Frank. I wasn't even sure we were going to re-sign him, but we did. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not sure about him.
Look, Raul Jimenez, his first year, he scored 7 goals, no assists. Second year, 12 goals, 3 assists. So he's on pace to score 17 goals and 6 assists next year. Raul Jimenez.
You should have been a
What?
Fulham fan, bro. I would have respected
really
you so
wanted
much
to.
more.
Raul Jimenez also looked really good in the Gold Cup too. Not that for what it's worth, playing against the scrubs of North America. But yeah, I think it's an obvious. That's obvious. That was a test, Enzo, that you passed.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Have my moments. I'm gonna be objective sometimes.
Congrats.
All right, next one. We were just talking about him earlier. Purvis Estupiñán or Mark Cucurella?
Cucurella. That's an
Absolutely
easy one
not. Give me Purvis. Cucurella.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm pretty torn on this one. I think Cucurella in the Maresca system that we saw last year, where he had 5 goals and looked pretty good, is very interesting. And then it's a matter of with Purvis, can he kind of what we talked about? Is he going to be better, like back to that high level that we've seen, or is this where he is now, which is still solid?
Well,
but
you also have Cucurella plays on the right back, right?
Left back.
Left back. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna have 5 goals again. Cucurella with his stupid curly haircut. Well,
It
sounds like some personal bias.
I know. I think it's just personal bias because he has beautiful hair and you're bald.
Hey,
Oh.
it's 2025. You cannot use the B word. I'm hairless. You
Okay.
piece of shit.
Okay, sorry.
Hairless.
Yeah.
Is that what you prefer?
He's bald.
No.
He's bald by
It's
choice.
just something I made up, but I am bald by choice.
Bald by
BBC.
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 Order!
Oh God. Okay. All right. Moving on. Next one. Declan Rice or Morgan Rogers?
Morgan Rogers for me.
Rice is your boy.
I know, but you put him against Morgan Rogers.
No, although I think Declan Rice is probably not going to be as defensive this year. I mean, a lot like that he was last year, but I'll go with Rogers. I think Rogers is solidified himself in that Villa squad.
Yeah.
Interesting. So both of you guys feel that way. I thought you for sure were going to say
Rice.
Declan Rice. Enzo.
Yeah. Wasn't he false? Like, wasn't he 9.5 for you? Was that the player you were calling 9.5?
No, that was Xerxes.
So what did you call Rice? 8.5?
I said he was a false. Look at him, a
10.
false 10.
Yeah.
He was a false 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're probably right. I think it's probably.
Thank you.
Assuming that Declan Rice plays a little better, there's a chance. But you also think that Morgan Rogers is going to improve, right? Because he's young. He's going to have an even better season. He's going to build upon this year.
Looks like all these ex-Man City players are all doing very well.
All right, guys. I don't really have much else. You want to play spin the wheel, or are we just done?
I think
feel
I feel like you're done with us, Keith. The way you just
I'm kind of done with you guys. Yeah, you're right.
motherfucker.
You're right.
I have something we could talk about.
Okay.
Sure.
Are you guys ready for this?
I don't know.
Smoke on your face.
Real
tells me
Madrid
otherwise.
under Xabi Alonso. Did you guys watch the last game?
No, I don't.
Oh my
I don't
god.
want to talk about that.
Okay, but can we just acknowledge
I
it
don't wanna
real
talk
quick?
about
They
that.
look good. Really good.
No, that's
They
not
look good
acknowledging.
against who are they playing?
With 10 men.
They did look good. I was snickering. I sent a really sad comment to Tico in a group chat.
Yes,
and
good.
yeah, they look good.
Not a good start right now.
Off to a good start. And then, yep, sure enough, they won 2-0.
3-1.
Yeah, looks good. Cool. Good for them.
When we talk about fucking
I think
Bellingham scoring for Dortmund, getting man of the match.
Job,
Yeah, Joe.
he looked good. Do you think he's going to be an England international?
I think so. We're gonna have the Bellingham brothers. England does this. You know, there's only a couple teams I've ever known do it. Like what you had the Neville brothers play for England.
The Devils. Yeah.
You had was it from Holland? The Boer brothers. They played for Holland. Am I right?
The
Long
what
time ago,
brothers?
right?
De Boer.
Frank de Boer and
Ronald de
some of
Boer.
his brother. I don't.
Frank and
I
Ronald.
don't know. I feel like Enzo's just making stuff up right now.
No, look it up. The De Boer brothers. DEBOER.
So you like that Bellingham goal?
Yeah, it was good. Which one?
Okay. Are we? I don't care about it. I just don't.
Would you care
Do you
about
want to?
Jude Bellingham's goal?
I don't really care about either of their goals in the moment. Do we want to play spin the wheel or are we just done? I feel like we're just done. You guys are...
I think we're done.
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
Okay, we'll do one. We'll do
All
one.
right.
Okay.
All right, let's go. I still want to do the word association too.
Here, I'll
Sergey's
give you a
fucking
word
up.
association. How about a piece of shit? Who do you associate that with?
Motherfucker. Pepe.
What's going on?
Enzo Fernandez.
2 assists.
2 assists.
2 assists.
Dude, I think
Couldn't get a third one, huh?
I think the lap is just gonna go off for Chelsea. I'm worried about it.
Oh, we didn't talk about Nico Jackson.
We did talk about
we did talk about Nico Jackson.
You fucking drunk.
I thought it was more the lap how he's overtaking it, but bye Nico.
Well, that was
Jackson.
part of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we did speak about Nico Jackson, how he sabotaged himself.
Saboteur.
All right, ready for spin the wheel?
Spin the wheel. Spin the wheel.
You're up to 130, Keith?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. feel like
I
it's
have
gonna be
nothing
like,
else in my life.
You mean you're married? That's the happiest thing you got right there.
You want to get Sergey's
93.
What is this?
Bloody hell.
Callum Hudson-Odoi. Too small?
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about Alanga?
That bid? Oh, yeah. I forgot. We forgot to talk about that.
Yeah. Just
Bid to
remind me.
Newcastle. They're not going to take it, though. So
No, that's like it. No one first. They're trying to be smart right now and hold on to that close. I like Callum Hudson.
what do you guys think about? What do you think about that in here?
You think he gets more
10th
minutes this season?
I think he'll probably get about the same. I think for him, it's just being healthy, right?
Mhm.
Because he didn't quite look as good after that. He had an injury and he didn't quite look as good. Then he kind of lost a few starts because of that.
So just for last year, he finished at 107 in total points with 255. He averaged 8.23, 5 goals,
bad.
2 assists, and he started 25 out of 31 games. 92nd. So that's what. Man, it's kind of cheating because I see the rest of your rankings, and I feel like there's people I would take ahead of him for sure.
Oh,
Who would you take ahead of him?
Mikolenko.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
I'm still working on these. Some of these
Look,
don't feel right.
Don't get defensive.
Hey,
now,
also
please.
you
It's
have
okay.
Fabian Schär as a midfielder. Here's a defender, Keith.
Jeez, okay, chill out. Again, still working on it. Where do you see that?
99.
Here. Yeah, like looking at this, like I don't know if Mateus Tell. I think I dropped him back. I think there's some news. I think I got some work to do. Back to the drawing board on my rankings.
Just erase it all, Keith. Just erase it all.
All right. This has been episode 94 of Draft Offsides. My name is Keith. I'm with Tico and Enzo. Follow us on Draft Offsides. If you made it this far, God bless your soul. This has been an episode.
Never seen Keith. So like, let me
I've
just get
never
the fuck
seen
out
it.
of here.
I've never seen him like this at the end of an episode before. What did we do? I felt like it was
I feel
normal.
like, I don't know. You thought it was normal?
I felt like it was normal. I
It
did
felt normal?
I did my same interrupting stuff. Tico,
no,
you know what
Maybe
it
I'm
is?
not normal.
You know what it is? Tico just talking too much and talking about. It was the Real Madrid talk, wasn't it? It was the Real Madrid
He
talk.
was sidetracking it. He was distracting me.
What a wanker!